Hello everyone, I invite you to every Wednesday market review. We will start today's review by checking the situation of BTC's dominance over the rest of the market. If anyone is interested in looking at the situation of BTC in pair with USDT, I invite you to check out the previous video in which it was well discussed. Let's start by identifying the main downward trend since 2017, when the percentage share of BTC began to decrease. However, locally we see movement in a strong upward trend. As we approach a major downtrend, we will unfold the fib retracement grid from the recent high and check for potential resistance spots. And here you can immediately see a strong resistance zone from 56% to 60%, which we are approaching and through which the trend line runs. Then we have resistance at the level of 66%. And then possible strong resistance at the level of the last peak of 74%. Looking the other way, we can similarly determine support areas. And here we can determine the first visible zone from the level of 51.5% to $49. However, we can still see a return to the area of the second zone from 42% to 39%. Please pay attention to the CHOP index, which indicates that most of the energy has been used. On the RSI indicator, we are approaching exceeding the upper limit, which may change the trend. Also on the stock indicator, we remain above the main limit, which may also bring a rebound. Going further, let's move on to the ETH chart, also on a one-day time frame. Here, using the blue lines, we will define the upward trend channel in which the price is fighting to go higher. It is worth remembering that such a positive breakout from the channel often results in a movement close to the height of the channel itself. In such a situation, we will use the fib retracement tool to check potential resistance points. And we can immediately see that the price is currently fighting the first such resistance at $2,241. Then we have resistance at $2,566, and interestingly, we can still see a move to the previously mentioned levels after leaving the channel upside, to a very strong resistance zone from $3,028 to $3,601. However, when the exit level of the channel is rejected, we can see a rebound, and for this purpose we will check the support areas in a similar way. Here we have a visible support zone from $1,941 to $1,742. And then we have a second zone from $1,575 to $1,410. The CHOP indicator shows that there is still energy for a move. The RSI indicator is again approaching the upper limit with room for the price to go slightly higher. While the stock indicator shows a strong breach of the upper limit, which may lead to a price recovery. Going further, we will check the MKR pair to USDT chart on a 4-hour time frame. Let's start by defining with the yellow line the downward trend from which the price came out on top and has currently created a local upward trend channel in which it is moving. Moving forward, we can move on to marking support areas when a correction begins. And here we have the first support zone from $1,422 to $1,362. But if this zone is broken, we still have a second strong support zone from $1,269 to $1,201. Looking the other way, we see that the price has reached an important resistance zone from $1,507 to $1,577, which it does not have the strength to break yet. However, if we manage to get out of it and then test it positively, we can see a strong increase towards the resistance level at $1,779, and when we measure the height of the current channel, we can see that going up from this channel could result in an increase. At this level, please look at the CHOP index, which indicates that there is still energy for a move. On the RSI indicator, despite the price increase, there is a sideways movement, while the stock indicator, with its rebound, gives an increasingly stronger price increase. The last one in today's list is the SOL chart and pair with USDT on a one-day time frame. Let's start by identifying the main downward trend line from which the price came out on top. Now, using the fib retracement tool, expanding the grid from the last price peak, we will determine resistance points, and here we can see that the price has returned to the first significant resistance at $68. What's more, when we unfold the trend-based fib extension grid, we will see that this level coincides with the level 2.618 fib, which is also a very strong local resistance. Only after a positive test of the resistance will the path towards the $104 level open. Looking the other way, it is also worth defining supports that should hold the price when the correction begins. And here we can see the support zone from $54 to $45. Then we can mark the second zone from $38 to $31. And then we can see the price return to the area of very strong support at the price of $21. Please look at the CHOP index, which indicates that there is a lot of energy for the move. The RSI indicator shows that very small price movements have returned the index to around the middle, which creates room for new increases. While the stock indicator is high, which may result in a small recovery. Technical analysis is provided by a third party and for informational purposes only. It does not reflect the views of CryptoDaily, nor is it intended to be used as legal, tax, investment, or financial advice.